I grew up in the world of septic systems as well too. Like growing up, I was saying like, "What's your dad do for work?" Well, he does septic systems. I always tell people now we're professionals in the wastewater industry, to make it not sound as bad. But I mean, like, it is the way it is. But we offer some more services and stuff now. But I would say 60% of our work is septic systems, and there's a lot more to it now. But one thing that you said that made a lot of sense was like your branding and how you present yourself is really clean. Your machinery, you're clean. Your guys and girls, they probably look nice and clean when they come to a job site. Everything is kind of down to your machinery, and everything is just presents yourself. And it doesn't have to be a dirty industry and showing up like this, or, like classic pumper truck guy that shows up, and he's kind of slobby looking or whatever. And like, it doesn't have to be like that. But like back to when you had your first truck, was you painted your truck to just kind of always stand out, and like your branding and your culture. So like, what are you cognitively doing with like being able to stand out on social media, make the industry look attractive? What would you say to somebody that does our industry, that's like have a really niche conversation, somebody that does septic systems? What advice would you give them as far as branding, social media, making it attractive?
Yeah, for sure. Taking a little bit from the stuff we've learned from Marcus shared, talk about the things that nobody's willing to talk about, sell in ways that no one is willing to sell. There's a third one, I forget what it is, but the whole idea is the industry pretty much is a private owner operator. Like I've seen on the back of a truck, like nobody sticks their nose in my business. That's a funny slogan to be on the back, but that's kind of the mentality. A lot of people in the septic industry, it's like, stay out of my business. I just want to make some money and then go fishing and drink some beer. But we're more like, we market ourselves from the side of, you would want one of my crew members to show up if your wife's at home by herself to service your septic tank. You would want us parked in your driveway because of the way our trucks look. You would want us to service your septic tank because there's a lot of crap that can go on because everything gets covered up. Homeowners don't know anything. How are they to verify whether you pumped all the solids out of the tank or not? How do they know if you are sloping the pipe the right direction until they cover it all up and you have a mess on a Saturday night? There's a lot of ways that you could cheat in this industry. And there were people doing that when we got into this. And, when we got the cameras and stuff like that, we started finding, pipes going uphill into the field. And so the tanks are over full. And it's like, did the guy just not bring his laser today or what? The guy moved into a different industry about a year and a half later. And I'm like, I'd like to think we helped him move out of the industry because he just wasn't being, honest. And so it's all of those things. I think more than trying to sell on our digital presence, now we educate. I used to say, I'm on my LinkedIn thing, oh, I own Dig-It Excavating and I run Pump That Septic and I have this credential and that credential and the other credential. But now I'm just like, I provide homeowners and business owners with septic education solutions and stuff like that. It's like, we're here to help. Sure, we have to make money. We have to pay for our equipment in our shop and we have to pay our employees a good wage. But this is the way we're going to do it. We're going to be helpful. We're going to show you, we're going to be transparent. We show the process. We show the pipes. We show the tanks when we're done cleaning it. We take pictures and put it on the job tickets and stuff like that. So we're being very transparent, with the whole process from the beginning to the end. And that really sells people on our brand. So that kind of helps eliminate the bottom feeder type people. They're like, oh, how much? Oh, well, you're $2,000 more than the other guy. Fine. Hire him. I do not care. I'm not looking to work for you. And so I think just educating the buyer ahead of time helps them to see, oh, these guys are actually providing quite a bit of value and, they're transparent and they're going to do a good job. And so that sells you kind of ahead of the time. So, and that really, it all goes into the branding image. And so the more you can put your name out there, the more you can educate someone, the more you can make them feel like they've self-diagnosed and they've chosen you without the pressure.